So it's been roughly a couple of weeks now since my brother and I had went and seen Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and I had given it a rating of 8 out of 10. I did say in my last video that I would probably give it a full review, but I'm going to give it the best I can. So let's start with what I didn't like about the film. The first one's a bit of a nitpick. Anne Hathaway played Penelope fine. It's just that, well, most of her lines were spoken in whispers. The second would be on how Agamemnon had died. In the Greek myth, Agamemnon was killed by his own cousin, who was having an affair with his wife. But in the movie, it didn't happen. But my biggest issue with the film was the cruelty to animals. One scene I did understand was the Helios's cattle, because that actually happens in the myth. So, yes, per cows, but that's what happened in the story, so I can't really fault him for that. I felt sorry for the birds for whenever they're being hunted by John Bernthal's Menelaus and Tom Holland's Telemachus. But it was the mistreatment of the dogs that made my blood boil the most. The first instance was when John Leguizamo, I think that was his name, his character was going through a basket of puppies, and the first puppy he picked out, he threw off a cliff. I know, nothing happened to the puppy in real life. It's fine, and John Leguizamo is an actual dog person in real life too. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's just something you just wasn't expecting. But per Argos, having been kicked about, like that by the suitors, oh my god, whenever the ending came up, I'll explain that in a minute. I will admit that Elliot Page was miscast, but at the same time, that was just a wee bit of a sweep under the carpets moment for me. I was saying, oh well, who cares? Granted, it would have been better off if Elliot had played a different role, but at least it wasn't Achilles. And also, I had no problem with Lupita's casting of Helen. Yes, she is white in the myth, but it's not the first time that a black person has been playing Greek characters. Because in the television series, Troy, A Fall of a City, you had 3 black actors. One playing Achilles, one playing Zeus, and I think the third one was Aeneas. Aeneas was played by the fella from Harry Potter. Oh, I can't mind his name. But Alfred Enoch, I think that's his name. He was played by Alfred Enoch. And also which, you had the Lance, I think his name is, the fella that was in John Wick. I can't mind his surname. He played Zeus in the first season of Percy Jackson in Olympians TV series. And you also had a Black Orpheus in the 2000 miniseries of Jason and the Argonauts. So, yeah, it's Lupita's casting as Helen isn't the first time a black person had been cast as a Greek mythological character. What I did love about the film is that I liked how Christopher Nolan had included both Scylla and Charybdis, because most adaptations only do one or the other, or omit them out entirely. So I give him props for including both monsters. But my favourites of all was when the suitors got it, especially the ones that mistreated Per Argos. I will admit, when the first suitor got shot in the neck, the one that's been kicking Argos after he didn't get a chance to finish his line, I will applaud. I did applaud. I was the only one that did it. I did it very quietly though, so I didn't disturb everybody else. Yes, and Robert Pattinson. Oh my goodness me, he played a villain really, really well, because I actually was, smiling whenever he got it as well. But they're only doing the jobs to make their characters very dislikable, and the actors playing those two there, as well as the other suitors, did their jobs very well. So that's my take on the Odyssey. Whether you liked it, whether you didn't, that's entirely fine. Everyone's got their own personal taste towards this topic. But I'm a fan of Greek mythology. I liked it. And I'm looking forward to whatever in the Greek mythology movie comes next. So, make sure you like and subscribe.